Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope y'all are having a great weekend. I don't know who all is here. Nobody showed up in chat yet, but hey, I'm here, so that's all that matters, right? So, all right. Um, what's been going on? We were supposed to have a poll today, or a scheduled poll. They canceled it last evening. They've had heavy rains and everything over the last few days down there, so track was muddy. So they canceled it. So that's what's been going on. So again, hope everybody's having a great day. See if anybody shows up to talk to me. There's two. One of them's probably me. Oh, hi Angela. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. So yeah. I don't know about where everybody else is at, but we've been having a lot of rain this spring. Caroline, how you doing? Rayo, how you doing, bud? Rail, that new project cars, I think it's gonna be sweet, man. I like it. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Nice hat. Look at that. My Napa Know-It-All guys, they gave it to me. Of course, it has I think Chase Elliott on it. I think it's Chase. I'm not a NASCAR fan. I'm a drag racing fan. Wish they'd put Ron Capps on one of these, but they said Napa doesn't have them. So I'm doing good, John. So yeah. I've been a bum all weekend. I haven't really done jack. I went to the grocery store, got that done. I'm supposed to be on vacation again this coming week, so we're gonna try to get some stuff done in the shop. I was planning on having a polling video for y'all next Saturday, but we didn't go polling, so got rained out. So we're gonna have to find something to do in the shop. I've got a couple projects I need to do. I wasn't gonna video them, but maybe we will. So. One of the projects is I got a couple box fans. I'm sure you will, John. Your wife makes me nervous. I mess up one time, she can roll an accident. But yeah, I picked up a couple box fans. Makes you nervous too. Hey, Lisa Ann, how you doing, dear? And I have an old metal frame that I was using for a scrap tube. If you guys watch the Monkey Business wheelie bar assembly, it's that tubing. It's from that project there. Hey Barry, how you doing, buddy? But the frame is just wide enough that a box fan will fit in it. Actually, two of them. So I've been wanting to. I have one or two videos, John. Yeah, just one or two. Something like 750,000 views total on the channel, something like that. Maybe I'll higher than that. Okay, John, you do that, brother. I appreciate it, man. Just click on the play all button and just walk away. That's if you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. Just let them videos play. But yeah, so I'm going to make a fan because it gets hot out there in the shop. Even though I am up here in the north, it does get hot. So and we're running the tractors in there, I need to exhaust the fumes out, especially that methanol. For some reason, they say it's not real good to breathe the methanol exhaust in. I don't know. I think I've always had this little tick deal going on. So, Mudster, what's up, brother? Thank you for stopping in. But so yeah, that's one of the projects. I want to get my welding table cleaned up and actually use it as a welding table. Maybe do a little TIG welding. I got a couple of things that I want to build, and so I need to practice my TIG welding. So that's going to be another deal. So, but yeah, and I still haven't put the carburetor on my golf cart. Now's a really good time to do it because Mom's golf cart. We got it for her probably going on 10 years ago now, and it had used batteries in it at the time. Mix and matched used batteries, and asking you to be Lisa, you've been a member for a long time. But yeah, anyways, the batteries have finally took a dump, be the nicest way. And okay, John. We'll take your word on that, brother. But yeah, and I just bought 2 sets of batteries for at work. And through Napa with my discount, there was a total of 14 batteries, 6 volts, and $2,600. So they're roughly $1,200, $1,250, $1,250 a set. Yeah, she don't use it that much. So, wood dust collector from Harbor Freight. That's actually a good idea, Mudster. I never thought about that. 3 years, 8 months, and 1 day to be exact. I think you're the longest consecutive member I've had, Lisa, and I do appreciate it. Yeah. So I think I'm going to try to get the gas golf cart going, and take it over to her house for her for the summer. And that way we can, that way she can have her golf cart to run around the property on. Hey, what's up happening, Willie?
I missed you a couple weeks. I gotta get used to 7 o'clock coming earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Usually the sun goes down, then you're on.
Yeah. That's what I'm having a hard time getting used to too. I mean, what is it? About 8-9 months out of the year, 7 o'clock, it's starting to get dark, and
Yep, I'm usually wrenching on stuff. I actually have a tractor running outside right now.
Yeah, wow. I haven't wrenched on anything all weekend. I basically played bum all weekend, just because I'm on vacation all next week, and I procrastinated on doing anything this weekend. So,
well, I spent money last week that I didn't really have for something that was kind of rare because I had the money.
What'd you get now?
Well, I got a Simplicity. It's a bit of a Frankenstein tractor. It's got a 1980s rear end, hydrostatic with the filter on the side instead of the center. Like what you have, the one that you had for sale with the cab.
Yeah.
And it's got a front end of a 1970s tractor with the lights on the side of the hood, the 4 halogen bulbs. 16 horsepower, mile 32 brakes.
Yeah.
Good strong running engines. I paid $500 for it, and it came with a 42-inch deck, a seat angle plow, and a rototiller. And the rototiller is probably as close to new as you're going to find for something from the 70s. Huh. You could probably put an edge back on those tines. if you really wanted to. That's how close to me they are.
Wow.
And that wasn't even the main reason I went to buy it. That was half the reason. The other reason was it had 2 strong arm lifts on it. It has the rare right hand lift option on it.
Wow, sounds like my brother undersold his.
I don't know about undersold. It wasn't running. It was sold as a non-running tractor. And as you imagine with Frankenstein, it has some other nitpicking issues. There's no hood straps on it. It's got a stack on it instead of the factory muffler because the tailpipe got a hole in it. And it was running really poor at low speed and backfiring, and it'd fall on its face every now and then. Well, I came to find a bad head gasket.
Well, the one that my brother just told, the guy come and picked it up last weekend. We cleaned the carburetor, had it running beautiful, everything, put a new air filter, all that kind of stuff on it, fuel filter, blah, 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 you know, the whole 9 yards, cleaned everything up. Actually put a new coil on it too.
Kohler or Briggs?
Kohler.
Okay.
14 horse Kohler.
So it's easy to get at.
And he said as soon as the guy took it out through the driveway and everything, took it out to load it on the trailer. And as soon as he went to load it on the trailer, things started misfiring and barely running and everything else. So, but he had paid him for it. And my brother's like, yeah, if you want, you know, you can come back and, you know, we'll all get it running, you know, right. And guy's like, no, that's okay. So, but
probably got some debris from the fuel pump into the carb. I've seen that happen.
That's what I'm thinking.
I've also seen where you get the smallest piece of dirt that forms in the bottom of them, like that sludgy fuel, and it gets stuck in a check valve.
Yeah.
You're like, everything's all brand new.
Well, I'm thinking there was some varnish or whatever in the bottom of the fuel tank. And so we, with putting fresh fuel in it, we actually put fuel system cleaner in it. And I think
I have a bit of an update on my one tractor that was acting up the one day. I thought it was a fuel pump issue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Remember when I said that KT17 would run for a while, it would get hot, and it would shut off. You have to turn the PTO off and pull the choke, and it would eventually recover, and then it'd be fine again. You continue on your way.
Yeah.
I put a different fuel pump on it, and it got better.
Can y'all hear me?
Again.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, Darryl. Yep, we can hear you.
I'm out here in the shop. The shop computer is way behind on updates, so I didn't know I couldn't get it to work for a while here.
So while I was digging into that tractor, I found the sludge in the tank. Even though I blew it out with some compressed air, it must have had some junk in the bottom of it that I couldn't see. Even though it was a plastic tank, I assumed it wasn't going to be that bad. I only had maybe 2.5 hours runtime on it, and I had to clean all the sludge out of that Briggs fuel filter screen. So what was happening is the fuel pump would not be able to pull through that plugged up screen, and you go and shut it off, and the sludge would loosen up, or the fuel would catch up, and it would run fine again for a little bit. Because the sludge was moving around in the filter.
Well, I just cleaned the carburetor on a Briggs & Stratton. It's on a pressure washer for a friend of mine. He said that, well, now it's been 2 summers ago. They were using it, and the thing just quit running. They couldn't get it to restart. He drained all the fuel out of it, put it in his basement. It's set in his basement for rest of that summer, that winter, all last summer, and then this past winter. He brought it to me because he goes, I bought another one because I want to get this thing running. And so I opened up the fuel tank. It looked like it was grass in it, but once I got the fuel out of it, it was a hard plastic, little thin strips of it. It looked like some kind of sealer. I don't know where it come from.
To be honest, I've heard of that before when my dad got a tank for his postal Jeep, like the inside of the Jeep kind of CJ5 tank.
Uh-huh.
When we first started using it, we get these hairballs out of it, and there's no felt in those tanks. I'm guessing sometimes that fuel turns into long, waxy strings and falls up every now and then.
Yeah, but when I got the pieces out, they were like triangular shaped. It almost looked like it's one of the little metal or carburetor mounted little metal fuel tanks that go on the side of the motor like a push motor. What it almost looked like is the sealer around the top edge of the fuel tank. So that made me nervous. So I had the fuel tank off. I filled it up completely full of fuel, and I rocked it back and forth to make sure it wasn't going to leak around that top piece. Nothing, no leaks or anything. I blew through the carburetor with some cleaner and stuff and put everything back together, and it runs beautiful, except for somebody broke the choke or the governor spring on it before I got it, and they'd stretched it and just wired it, so it was running wide open. There was no governor to it, so I ordered a new governor spring. I got to put it on yet, but yeah.
I bet you that thing moved a lot of water.
It probably would have. I only had it running for a few seconds because I didn't hook it up to any water or anything. But yeah, when I called him about it, because I told him, I said, I got it running. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I'll come. I said, no, don't come pick it up because I got to buy a governor spring for it yet. And he's like, man, he said, what'd you do? I said, I just cleaned the carburetor. He said, really? I said, and it wasn't even that dirty, looking at it. I said, I don't know what the deal is. And he's like, dude, he goes, we pulled and we filled that tank full of fuel. We pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled and could not get that thing going. I said, oh, so I gotta return my Amazon fuel tank and carburetor that I bought for it. Hey, DNR, how you doing? The funny thing is I couldn't find the exact replacement carburetor and fuel tank for that thing.
Was it like a horizontal shaft Briggs?
It's a vertical shaft, like a push mower. It's one of those. It's a Craftsman pressure washer, but Craftsman must have one off the carburetor and stuff.
Was it like a primer button carb or a auto choke?
It's a primer button. The fuel tank has a bigger fuel inlet on it, for the fuel fill. It's a big, tall thing, but the governor linkage on it has a bigger hole in it. It uses a bigger rod, a thicker rod. All I'd have to do is drill the hole out a little bigger. But everything else on it's exactly
the
same.
So a mechanical governor on it instead of a pneumatic one.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see those engines very often. They go bad.
Well, I got a pain in the butt one here that I'm looking for a pump for. I ain't tore it apart yet. Got to put I got to tear it apart to find out what the shaft size is in it.
Pressure washer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had the engine running on it, but I ain't got it. It's froze. I guess the thing froze and cracked the housing on it. So just a little bit of water. Don't take much water to freeze up in them things and mess them up. So.
Yep. I used to see that a lot. People would, well, I ran it dry. It don't matter. It only takes just a little bit of water in one of those little pumps, and it'll crack that housing on there. And at the time,
I don't know if you ever seen it. Briggs makes a pump saver stuff that's like a little spray can with pressure.
Yeah.
And, my suggestion be to hang that right where the hose connection is at, so you see it every time you unhook the hose.
Well, this was a South Carolina pressure washer. I had it in South Carolina. Then I brought it up here in the mountains. So it may have been water from down there that when I brought it up here in this daggum cold weather, it gets a whole lot colder.
Yeah.
It probably is when it busted, but I need to wash the front side of the house because it's starting to look like crap, but I'll do it reckon another time. I ain't in that big of a hurry for one.
Well, I'm about to bust out that little electric one that I got that company sent me last fall. I want to pressure wash my back patio, or not patio, my back porch. It's a wood porch. I want to pressure wash that, and I want to pressure wash the tractors and stuff, just to get some of the, old dirt and stuff off them, I guess. I probably should pressure wash my lawnmower. I haven't done that in a couple years, but
I just spray mine with 303. Depending on if it's the older tractors, I'll spray them with oil or Cosmoline.
yeah,
I'd rather them covered in dirt and oil. And my luck would be as soon as I wash them off, they probably start rusting.
well, this one was pretty clean when my riding mower I got now. It was pretty clean when I got it, and I cleaned it that fall, and I actually soaked it down with some silicone spray for the winter, and it actually worked pretty good that following spring. But of course, it wears off. But
yeah, I use that Seafoam Deep Creep. That stays pretty good. Anyway, I got a funny story I've been meaning to tell you, as you were talking about with Jeff about the car shows.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember my brother with his truck that would burn the black diesel way back when?
Yeah.
He was talking on one of your streams before. I don't know if you've heard of Stinky Pete on TikTok.
Yeah.
He actually goes out to burnout competitions. And he was asked to come into the fairgrounds one day for a show, and they gave him a VIP pass for the inside of the building to put his truck on display. He's surrounded by 6-digit cars, anywhere from $100,000 to $800,000 cars in this building. Which vehicle do you think they all went to look at?
The ugliest one.
Ugliest one, with all the dents, mismatched fenders. It was hilarious.
A friend of mine down the street here, he sold his Barracuda, one of his Barracudas the other day, the 440 4-speed, and that's one of them $100,000 cars. We take it to a car show because it was a beige looking one, it was a off yellow, and nobody would even look at it hardly at a car show because of the color of it.
Yeah.
And it was back to everything was original on it. And then he's got another one that we take to the car shows, and everybody want to turn that want to take that one away, and it's
I'd like to do. Sorry.
It's half the car. The other one. I mean, it used to be his old drag car that he redone up to. He cut the bars and all out the inside of it, and repatched up everything, and just uses it for his his everyday driver. And everybody wanted to look at it more than they did that doggone $100,000 car. So.
I wonder if anyone would yell at me if I was to take my 92 Buick out to a car show and instead of parking in the parking lot, just parking it in the display area.
Me myself, when I used to go to the car shows, I would rather go look at the ones that have blemish paint jobs and stuff like that the guy had worked on in his driveway or in his garage or whatever all himself, than the ones that you walk up on and you can tell that it's been at a body shop for a year and a half, having every little ding, dent, everything else taken out of it, and a $10,000 paint job put on it, because that guy there paid for everything that went on the car, paid to have the engine done, paid to have the transmission done, paid to have the body work done. He probably turned very little wrenches on it. I want to go look at the car that the dude actually put the time and money into, not the one that the guy paid for.
Well, I got my 91. I'm just sitting out here. And one day I'm gonna get it in here. I ain't got room to put it down. The shop turning it apart, but I've done all every wrench that's ever been turned on that.
And
My favorite quote from David Freiberger is a runner car is more fun than a restored car.
Yeah.
exactly that guy that has the paint blemishes and everything else, he's going to take his old lady to get ice cream on a Friday night and not be afraid to park it in the parking lot.
That's our thoughts on our Sky, our Saturn Sky. It's got 107 plus thousand miles on it. We just drive it.
Yeah.
It would suck if we got into an accident, but we only paid what, $8,000 for the car when we got it because it had such high mileage.
Yeah.
Fix
Well,
it, keep it going.
I had
But if
to-
you want to hear something I actually saw at work, is my manager was surprised with this one guy that had a car under, I think it was under 50,000 miles or 58,000 miles on it, a 2007 Mustang Saleen model, Roush. There wasn't a scratch on the car, but the guy was so worried whenever he'd drive anywhere about deer or other people hitting him or scratching the car, he couldn't stand to drive it because of the anxiety. So he sold that car and bought a 2013, I think, or 2012 Mustang with a 5.0 liter with 98,000 miles on it. And he had money. He had a lot of money in his pocket after selling that car and getting this car. And he's had way more fun with this high mileage beat up car than he ever had with that low mileage.
I've never been one to have a car that I just want to sit and look at. A vehicle that I buy has to serve its purpose. If I want to go cruising around, I want to go cruise around. If I,
Well, that's what this 91 is going to be. whenever I get it. I'm going to take it apart, make it look decent, but it's still going to have a motor with 60-some thousand miles in it. I mean, because these old Chevrolets, they would back, they wouldn't even broke in until you get 200,000 miles. So
right.
I just wanted to drive around again because that was, like I said, it was the first brand new car I ever bought in my life. I mean, so whenever I get it back together, it's gonna be it's got a home whether whatever happens. I had that, I told you earlier this weekend I got packed into by one of them damn Sprinter vans.
Yeah.
And the son gun told me you give me the wrong information. I looked him up on the USDOT website. He's out of service. He has no insurance. He has none of that stuff. And he gave me his phone number is no longer in service. And so, in other words, when he ended up this thing, it didn't tear the 2018 up too bad because it's just got a little ding on the front end of it. But that bumper didn't have no bent places or nothing else on it. So I mean, I actually took the night before after it happened. I thought about it for a while, and I was gonna just call him up and just there wasn't enough damage to it to make him pay a fortune out, pay for what the body shop wanted to fix it. So, I was just gonna tell him to not worry about it. But without all this stuff that he's operating without all of his authorities and all that stuff, I'm make some phone calls Monday morning about him operating without insurance, operating without because when I had him on my I had to keep up with all that damn paperwork. It ain't so in other words, he ain't gonna if he's not gonna play legal, I'm not gonna play legal. I'm gonna play hardball too. So I mean, make sure they put his ass out of business permanently.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I would. You know, he's out.
Yeah, that's
he's
for my
out-
tractors. Oh, sorry.
I'll say he's out there just trying to screw the system, make a buck. You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I still I had to pay all them daggum regulations, all them extra regulations and all the special vehicle. So he should have to pay. I mean, if he's not gonna do it, then it's, that was what made me kind of feel sorry for the dude. I didn't want him how to turn it into his insurance and all this stuff, to
right.
make his insurance go up. But now that I found out that the truck's registered out of New Jersey and he's running out here in Virginia, I mean, what's gonna happen to somebody if he hits somebody and kills somebody? I mean, that's where things makes a big change. So,
And how many other people has he done this to? Has he backed into
Yeah.
or banged into? And
actually, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had a Jeep one day come in for an alignment. We had to do it for a dealer, but in all reality, it shouldn't have even been worked on until the customer fixed the shocks they put on. They added the dual rough country steering stabilizer shocks to the front of a Jeep.
Yeah.
And they didn't put the spacers in the rubber bushings or washers underneath the nuts before they bolted the shocks on. And the U-bolts weren't even tight on the drag link.
You said enough.
It's like
when you said rough country and Jeep, and all in the same sentence. I mean,
that should have gone right back to the customer and said, you got to fix this before you do anything, because then what's his incentive to fix it?
Right.
He's got to drive that down the road until something goes wrong. Nothing was tight on it.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of told the story on that before you even about being rough country and cheap. So
I was my boss and one of the other guys at work. They're off-roaders. They like trail riding, and they do some rock crawling. I mean, there's not a whole lot around here, but I mean they do get in some pretty decent territory. And we were talking about all the trucks running around town with the 6-inch lifts and the mud tires and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. And the most off-roading they've ever done is backing off their driveway into their yard.
You know why Jeeps are mad, right?
All in their pavement princesses, all they are. I mean, seen dirt underneath the bottom of them. I mean, but
have you ever seen the Jeeps that have the mad look on them?
Yeah.
It's because they never go off road.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen Ed's the thing where he can put blinky headlights on the front of his lawnmower the other day. I mean, it one eye shut and the other, and I mean, but yeah, he needs to put them blinky headlights to go on. He could put them on while he set the tractor pulls.
Yeah, I actually thought about it.
If I get the red truck painted up, and I go to a night car show, I'll probably have a set of them on it, just to just to make people look at it. I mean,
well, Ed, you talk about having something you can use and not just to look at. My '64 Landlord still has one job that it does really, really well, besides keeping the mosquitoes away from the exhaust smoke.
Yeah.
But it's my smallest, lowest horsepower tractor, so it's like the perfect wagon toter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even when I've built all my pulling tractors, I've I've put all the money into the drive line and the engines and the tires and stuff like that over paint jobs and stuff like that. And, you know, I can't see spending, you know, the money on a super nice paint job on something that doesn't run. You know?
There's some people out painting themselves, and they'll look like a $2,000 paint job, and it's like, oh, I just did that on a weekend.
Yeah. You know,
I saw one guy did airbrush flames on the hood of his tractor with
I see all,
5 different colors. It's like, holy smoke.
yeah, I see all kinds of. I mean, I mean, nothing against them. They're nice paint jobs and stuff like that. But you know, if I'm going to spend $1,000 on a paint job, I'm going to spend $1,000 and, you know, get 100 more horsepower. You know what I'm saying? I like being the sleeper. I like being the guy that rolls in and, you know, people look at the tractor. It's like, oh, what's that piece of shit gonna do?
What I see on Facebook and what people say about the GT tractors, I don't think any of them expect that a Craftsman GT can go halfway down the track, let alone 2/3 or further down the track.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
as long as my belt doesn't pop or slip, I can get pretty good ways down there. I mean, I won't win, but I'm certainly not the guy that sits at the starting line.
I mean, this has got the old 350 in it, and they want them so much to you know, because it's got the TBI throttle body injection and all that stuff.
Right.
They talking, you know, they said that those ain't really made for horsepower. So the only way I can do you know, to upgrade it is put the 5.3.
Actually, I think one of the best things to do with that is just put a turbo on it.
Your 5.3s and all that.
Because there's no map sensor on them. All they have is a mass.
Honestly,
they don't care what pressure you have.
The easiest thing to do, I like those engines. The easiest thing to do is go get a Holley, you know, port injector.
Yeah.
Slap one of those on it. That's programmable. Those things will make power all day long.
Yeah, but I don't know how to
program.
Yeah,
so they make some really nice 4-barrel EFI systems nowadays, and they've come down in price a lot too. I mean, they used to be over $4,000, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Now they're getting down to like what, 1,800?
It's not the Holley. I forget what it is. I was looking at them. It's a different brand.
Sniper EFI or something.
No, it's not the Sniper. It's a totally different company.
Holley is the Sniper.
But there's a lot of people going to them because they're right around $1,000, and they're just as good as the Holleys. You can get them where you can turbocharge. You can get them to where it's just a naturally aspirated, you know, injection, and they're 100% tunable and everything else. And you know,
one thing I like to do with my TBI, if I ever get the time and money to work on it, is they make a injector tree upgrade to put the inline injectors and get rid of those pots. Mm-hmm. That can probably give you an extra 3 miles per gallon. Probably a couple extra horsepower for the extra airflow too. So it gets rid of those big, huge, 1 1/4 inch bore injector, and puts them down to maybe 7/8.
I mean that. Yeah,
and all you have to do is increase your pressure.
Well, they would. You know, you talk to some of these people that does the stuff. Oh, you got to do them daggum heads, and you got to do this and that. And Virginia, let's face it, Virginia, you can't take the catalytic converter off of it. I mean, because you got to still do the daggum inspection. So in other words, that takes the headers out of the picture. That takes, unless you put 2 converters on it and all that to make it true duals. I mean.
Well, they make those open cats you can still put on.
Yeah, but you still, you still got to run it through a cat. I mean, you can get the open cats, but you'd have. I ain't gonna put headers and all that on it. I told the old lady that's the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it painted back up, fixed back up where I can drive it. And that is, and when it comes that time that she better not put me in a hearse, just throw me in the bed of this truck and haul my ass to the graveyard. So
I gotta
you
get
know,
going. I'm at 5% battery, so
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Yep.
Sorry to
that
bust out on you. See ya.
either that or just a roast being thrown in the front seat of it, so I get to ride in it one last time. I mean, but
Well, I just watched.
my hot-
Well, I,
my hot rod days are over with. I mean,
well, I just watched a video of a guy that wanted to be buried in some car he had, and of course you can't. That the expense of that is like astronomical.
yeah.
To be
I mean,
that
I'm
done.
just
And
I
it
just
wasn't a show car or anything like that, but it was just a car that he had that he drove that was like his favorite car. His wife, well, somebody heard about it, some fabrication shop, and they actually got the car, took a shit ton of the sheet metal and stuff, and built him a coffin, took the interior vinyl and stuff out of the car, lined the coffin and everything. The coffin had pieces and parts of the whole car, everything, and it was a legal coffin. I mean, they did a great job, and that's how he got buried.
well, I mean, I just want there to take just to give my last ride in the truck, not
Yeah.
bury the truck, But
Uh,
so, but I mean, like I told her, I said I'm gonna come back and haunt your ass if you stick me in the back of a hearse. If this truck's back together, just throw me in the back of it. I mean, it's got a 6-foot bed and the tailgate lets down for 2 more foot. So
Tommy, that's something new that YouTube has rolled out. It's for community engagement. It's supposed to be some kind of a little competition, I guess. The people that comment the most and most frequent get higher standings. I mean, there's nothing you can do with the points or anything. But yeah, I thought there was a way to shut it off, but apparently that's just for me. I don't see them anymore. I thought I found a way to shut it off for everybody, but yeah, it I don't know why it's still coming up. I thought I shut it off, but apparently you can't shut it off. I know it's distracting and kind of corny, but I guess it's for the bigger channels that have like thousands of people in their live streams. Yeah, I don't, as of right now, I mean, you get points for it, but when I read up on it, there's nothing you can do with the points. It's basically just, for engagement with the community to try to get people to do more comments and stuff like that on your live streams and stuff. So yeah, sorry. I did try to shut it off. I can't shut it off. And I'm watching the chat through StreamYard Studio. I have a pop-up block out, but I wasn't watching it, and it's not showing up for me anymore because I went into the settings and shut it off. But when I thought I did that, I thought it shut it off for everybody, not just me. So
yeah.
actually, when I can click on a little thing and it shows me the community leaderboard. Angela is number 1 right now. John's 2, and Mudster's 3. So I don't know how that works, but I did over the weekend or over last week, I did look it up to see what it was and how I could get rid of it. And yeah, and I thought it was annoying too. That's why I tried to shut it off. But
You know, I went back into I went into to watch videos, and I ain't putting none up for 2 or 3 years now. And you know, YouTube is making a killing off mine because every daggone one of them had more advertisements than you do, Ed.
Yeah.
On yours. I mean, in actuality, they're making a killing off of mine because if anybody clicks on them, I mean, I'm still holding it. Shows that I'm getting about 100 clicks a day on my old channel, but but every daggone one of them that I watched, I was signed out. I wasn't signed into my YouTube channel, but I was signed out, and I've been daggone for everything I turned on had ads and more ads and more ads
and that's why I say anybody that is capable of being monetized and you don't do the monetization, you're just giving YouTube money. Take that money, take the money.
I mean, I got to within, like I said, about 200 and I never could get monetized. So I was monetized when it was first at 400 subscribers. I was monetized then, but then the 4,000 hours, thousand subscribers and all that. But I don't. I'm down to about 600 hours now. But I mean, I could.
But I mean, I've seen people that are putting out. I mean, they've been doing it for a while, and they get enough watch time and stuff that they can be monetized, and they're like, I ain't gonna worry about that. I ain't doing it for the money. I don't care if you're doing it for the money or not. YouTube is, and YouTube is monetizing your videos from day one, and they're making money off of them. So why shouldn't you take your cut of that?
Yeah,
you put the effort in to get those
cameras, the cameras, the wireless microphones, and all that stuff costs money nowadays. I mean, but I mean, Mr. Briggs, sir,
Hi, Briggs.
where are you going back to Florida? Are you heading to Florida again? And Cajun, is y'all still having them big storms down
there? They're above us right now. How's everybody doing? Ed, how you doing? Daryl, Briggs, everybody in chat, how y'all are?
Yeah,
we got something coming in. I know that because I'm hurting like a banshee. Missy's hurting.
Yeah, Wayne just said there he watches a couple channels that put out like 2 hour long videos. About every 7 minutes there's a video or a commercial. I try to keep my videos because I go back through and review. I let YouTube place the video or place the commercials, but I go back through, and if it's a half an hour video, I try not to put more than 2 ads in it for the whole video. Just because I don't like watching them, and I know nobody else likes watching them.
Well, that's the thing about it. That's what's killing my channel because, like I said, I sat there and watched them through the other day. 2 or 3 of my videos, just trying to remember how to do them because when I start on this truck and stuff, I might do a few. But but if they're gonna advertise the devil out of them, I mean, put their advertisements in there every 3 minutes.
Yep.
Then that I'm not getting paid for. I mean, is it? I might just start to go to TikTok or something and put my little my little minute and a half videos on or something.
I try to watch people's ads. I'll let them play. I'll go take a leak or get a cup of coffee, you know. And if it's a good ad and it's a long one, I'll watch it. And I'll let them know I watched it. Sometimes they got a story inside of a video.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I'm not monetized, so they're making money off of my
and
video.
that's wrong. Then that's wrong.
That's
you
what
know.
I'm saying. They're sticking more ads into my videos than they are yours, or because y'all were monetized.
Yep.
I mean,
They can get away with it with you because you're not monetized and you can't do nothing about it.
I can't do nothing about it.
Right.
I mean,
you can't take those ads out.
No, I can't do a thing with them. So,
yep.
I've got friends that don't have ads on their channel. They're not monetized. They got 80,000 and 100,000 subs, but they elect not even to have ads on their stuff, and they got it, and they don't have ads on their vids. I'm like, wow, I thought everybody had to have ads, but that's not the case.
Well, that's the thing about it. I'm not monetized either, Cajun, and they just stick them in there. They don't. I don't have a choice on whether to put it. I mean, and that's the thing about it. With watch time, you look at which videos has got watched, still getting watch time, and the thing about it is they're cutting off right about the time they start putting average ads in it. You know, that's about the time that they click off of them. So, what is, you know, like I said, I mean, I was getting them every 2 damn minutes the other day when I was sitting here watching my channel without being logged in. I couldn't believe how many ads they were sticking in my channel.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. If you all, I mean, skip my videos or don't skip the video, skip the ads if you want, you know, because as from what I can gather, as long as the ad's in the video and it starts to play, they get revenue off it, and so do I.
Yeah, I put videos. I mean ads.
Mm-hmm.
The one that gets me the most is that laser welder cutter. They cut the shovel or whatever, and they finally show the rail that they've been talking about for a couple of years. It's the same ad as they use, and all it is a little soldering iron with a handle and a trigger that has a friction thing on the solder that feeds solder. There's nothing electrical, no electric motor. The trigger has a little friction deal in it, and it moves solder ahead into a hot tip. It's a soldering iron with a handle and a pistol grip handle, and that's it. It's not a laser welder. It's not a state-of-the-art deal. Your grandma can't do it in 5 seconds.
Right.
None of that's true. They got a couple guys out there that got videos on those, and they spent $70 on a $2 soldering iron they could have got off of Temu. Yeah, Temu. $2 soldering iron. That's what they're selling for $70.
Well, I mean, I got three cars with air conditioning problems, and you know, I've been thinking about Vivor's got them doggone little vacuum pumps for basically $100. You can buy the gauges and the pump and everything else. I mean, what? I mean, should I go ahead and buy that? I mean, I'm not going to be. It's not going to be making money off of. It's just for me and my own personal use. I'd probably be better off to just buy me one of them than to go take it down and let somebody charge me $200 just to gas these air conditioners up.
Yep.
$200 a piece.
Yeah, definitely. If you know how to run them and stuff, or you know, feel you're confident enough to run it, I would definitely buy one and you know, using it one time will pay for itself.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been thinking about doing is buy me one of those vacuum pipe. I mean, it's got the vacuum pump and it's got the gauges and everything on it. I mean,
What about the recovery tanks or whatever? The
well,
recovery system?
you don't have a recovery system. You just the old way of doing things where they didn't recover it back in the day.
Oh,
But
okay.
you just-
But you
you
do throw it
just-
in
you
a tank, right? With the
you-
vacuum pump, you throwing it in a tank?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Throwing it in the ground. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's just coming out of it.
Well,
It's
his systems
cool.
his systems aren't charged anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He wants to pull a vacuum on it to see if there's leaks and stuff.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they've already leaked. They've already leaked down to where they don't put out nothing anyway. So,
Right.
I mean,
I got
so in
you.
other words, I can put the vacuum on it and put some dye through it, and I can still see where it's leaking at and change
Right.
that part out. And
Right. And
I got a pretty good one that I add in our stuff. Well, used to, but I added in Johnny's Jeep. I added, I don't know about that much of a can, a little 1 pound can or whatever they call them. I call them 1 pound cans. I guess it uses that much out of a can. And hell, he's been using it for all winter, part of last summer, and this summer so far.
Yeah. My Dakota needs AC work, and it's the clutch that's bad. The system actually has it's full. It's got pressure. It's not bled down or anything. It's just that the electric clutch on the pump went bad, and I just haven't got around to buying a new clutch and putting a new clutch on it. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about being commercial, running commercial. You know, if I just want to. If I got
Right.
one, if I got an air conditioner sitting out here, a car with air conditioning, I want to put some Freon in. That's all I want, you know.
Yep.
I mean, I don't need. I'm not a dealer that's they're gonna charge, you know, that you got to have all these licenses and all this stuff. I'm just a back shade tree, piddle on my stuff type deal. You know, it ain't.
right.
And I don't see that if it does have just a little bit in them, it ain't enough to worry about. I mean, I'm not going to kill the environment with just the.
Right.
You never know, Daryl. They'll get you.
Vinegar,
Well,
sodium bicarbonate, and isopropyl. Is that your best one, bro? It depends, Tommy. If you're just cleaning a little flux, if it looks real good, I use 99% alcohol, and it's got a little needle tip on here. And I use a toothbrush. I put it on the area, and I just use a toothbrush, and it's a soft brilled or medium, whatever. I forgot. And that's all I use, Tommy. 99% isopropyl.
I mean,
And Daryl, on your systems there, they do make the little 1 pound cans of inert gas
yeah,
that you can do a dye injection. That way you're not
Yeah.
putting Freon into them.
yeah,
So you can find the leak and fix
Yeah.
that. So you don't have to waste the money. Not all your parts stores carry them. You may have to actually go online and find them. But they
Well-
do make them.
well, the 2015, you know, we carry the dog with us all the time, so I got to get that air conditioning. And the thing about it is this I took it to the shop and they checked it out. They told me it was the condenser core in the front. So, I mean, they wanted, you know, dealer prices like $400 for the condenser core and then $200 some to gas it back up. I mean, the condenser core, the one I bought was OEM replacement for $75. You know,
Yeah.
because I got a friend that's got a shop that I can get the shop discount on. You know, so I'm not gonna pay full dealer prices for the parts.
Right.
So, I mean, But Mr. Briggs, you look like you have become a pure natural beach bum nowadays. Is that what you is?
Yep.
Is you moved out of New York now and become a natural beach bum now, or?
That's right. We drive around on our Audi.
Yeah, I mean, beach bum with the Flaherty shirts and he's probably got his shorts on. If you want to look, the truth about it. Probably
Yep.
I was just thinking he needs the big gold chain hanging down.
Yeah,
He's ready to retire to Florida.
probably got
Hey, look, I even got the shoes to go with it.
yeah.
There you go.
I was
Damn.
gonna say either flip flops or
No
whatever.
flip flop. No.
I mean, if he was going back to driving a truck, he would look like he needed a towel stuck around his head. I mean, with his flip flops and his.
He's got the convertible. He's got the Hawaiian shirt. He's got the stash going on, the white T-shirt.
And like I said,
he's got the hey dudes. He's ready, man.
He's probably got the Flaherty britches on too.
While he's got that tooth, that one that fell out, before he gets it put back in, he needs to get a little diamond glued in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Little
I'm
bling
not
on
this
it.
Canyon. I don't roll that way.
Get the gold tooth. Yeah, you'll know.
A gold, diamond,
Oh,
either way.
hell.
You'll know.
Enhance the grill.
You know. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to go bail my uncle out of jail today. That was bad enough.
Yeah.
The Pride event that they have every year. They have a Pride event every year in town. He decided to walk through with reading the Bible.
It should all be freedom of speech, man. So,
They didn't care. They arrested him.
but I'm saying, I mean, he should have been free to have his freedom of speech, and they should have theirs, and
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
They
There
arrested
was a
him.
guy last year doing that. He was preaching words out the Bible in a park, and they let him do what he wanted to do.
No,
Yeah.
they arrested him. They say he was just deliberately trying to incite a riot.
yeah.
Reading the Bible.
Yep. You don't go to a Pride event reading a Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, y'all. It's been an hour. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great week. I know I'm going to because I'm on vacation again.
Oh, good deal.
oh, so Ed's got a week off. He's 4 hours away. Ed, how many days you coming down here? I got enough days to keep you busy. I mean, air conditioned work.
I got 5 days of vacation and about 10 days of work in my shop. So,
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to figure this thing out now. I mean,
all right, y'all.
help a buddy out now. Shoot.
Maybe on my next round of vacation there also. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great one. We'll catch you all
All right.
next week.